welcome. Thank you, everybody, and welcome to the Hellgate High School's 2025 graduation ceremony. Please remain standing for the national anthem performed by Hellgate Choir standout Eleni Spaliatsnos.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Eleni. Please remain standing while I introduce our superintendent, Mr. Micah Hill.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Good afternoon, friends and family. Thank you for being here today to celebrate our graduates. We acknowledge that we are gathered on Indigenous territory. The Missoula and Bitterroot Valleys are the original homelands of the Salish, Onponderay, and Kalispel people who inhabited this land since time immemorial. This area was also frequented by other tribes, including the Kootenai, Blackfeet, Shoshone, Crow, and Kiowa. We honor the original stewards of this land and their descendants, many of whom continue to work, live, teach, and learn in this community. We are committed to showing gratitude for this land and its Indigenous people by respecting and remembering this in our thoughts and actions. It is also with great excitement and pride that I announce a historic moment in our Missoula County Public Schools history: the debut performance of a Native American honors song by our very own students and staff. Let us come together to warmly welcome the Missoula County Public Schools Native American Student Drum Group, led by Sean Whitegrass and Brittany Hunter, as they sing an honor song to our graduates.
Yeah.
Thank you all. You may be seated. I want to have a particular thank you to our MCPS Native American Student Services Drum Group, Eleni, Mr. Micah Hill, and our board members, Miss Walina Oldperson, Miss Ann Wake, Miss Arlene Walker Andrews, Miss Jenny Walsh, Miss Tina Hayes, and Mr. Keegan Witt. Thank you to our entire Knight community for making this day possible. My name is Judson Miller, and I have the privilege of welcoming all of you to the 2025 graduation ceremony. Today's event marks the culmination of years of hard work from everyone in attendance. I am honored to share this morning with all of you as both an educator and principal of Hellgate High School. It still feels like morning. The entire event is a special way to recognize and celebrate all of you. The best compliment I can think to bestow on this entire class is that you are the people who other people want to be around. I feel this is an extremely high honor, and that has traveled with you for the past 4 years. You have been thoughtful, helpful, kind to others, and extremely successful in all your endeavors. You also have an intangible and somewhat unteachable gift of drawing others into your orbit for all of the positive reasons. This can only happen when you demonstrate confidence, curiosity, humor, humility, and an earnest desire for growth, as well as a toughness to see it all through. I have no doubt you will go on and do amazing things locally, in our state, our country, and in our world. You will help us fix our homes and cars, make our goods, educate future generations, create laws, and use technology in unimaginable ways. You will cure diseases and so much more. But that doesn't mean much if people try and avoid you. I often tell community members that schools can teach a lot of things, but we cannot teach personality. We can only hope to collaborate and guide it. And in rare cases, we can enjoy your presence in real time. I love my job, and I'm excited to come to work every day because I get to interact with all of you, both directly and indirectly through our amazing staff. We have enjoyed your presence in real time, and today is bittersweet for all of us. You are leaving Hellgate a better place because of your ability to care for each other, care for our community, and care for yourselves. Thank you all for sharing this space with us for the past 4 years. Before we begin our formal ceremony, I would like to ask all of you for a few favors to ensure graduation is special for everyone in attendance. First of all, graduates, even though we are recognizing your achievements today, this diploma is not yours alone. Please look around you, your family, your friends, this community, and our entire staff who took part in this process. Graduates, when you exit after the ceremony, please take a moment to thank all of the people who have helped create this special honor. Don't be embarrassed when somebody hugs, cries, or says that they love you after the ceremony. It's okay to appreciate and recognize everybody who helped you along the way. Audience, please help us all during the ceremony. Please refrain from excessive noise-making, shouting, or otherwise distracting the readers during both the speeches and the diploma distribution. Each student and family has earned the privilege of hearing the name of their graduate and watching each student's special moment on stage. Distracting noises forever drowns out the name of the next graduate, preventing everyone from experiencing the same recognition. We have created time for cheering and celebration once every graduate has had the opportunity to receive their diploma. In short, please refrain from making excessive noise so every family can enjoy the same privilege. Enough from me. We are here for you, and we're going to continue our ceremony with a few special guests. We will start with a couple of our standout students and elected student government officers. Our next speakers and a host of student leaders helped grow our school in the most positive ways this year. The work of student government has improved our school in innumerable ways, and I am excited to introduce our first real speakers today. Senior class president Stella Harbord and Student Body President Faith Yu speaking in order.
Good afternoon. My name is Stella Harbord, and I have had the honor of serving as president for Hellgate High School's class of 2025. As a young child, we often carry something with us that represents who we are and what brings us joy. Now, that could be things such as a small doll that still holds the same artificial scent of baby powder, or the toy car that's been driven on practically every terrain your small arms could once reach. Or in my case, the sparkly pink tutu that you could always count on me wearing whenever leaving the house. I ask you to take a second and picture yourself as a young child. What was the item that brought you the feeling of comfort, excitement, and safety? Perhaps you pictured yourself once again holding your favorite box of crayons, your stuffed animal, or even your baby blanket. Now, picture yourself holding a quilt that has every moment of your life mapped out on it. Bear with me for a second. I would like you to imagine that we carry these metaphorical quilts, ones that represent who we are and what we have done so far in this lifetime. Every quilt is built from separate squares. And in this scenario, in our quilts, each square represents the opportunities and challenges we have personally been presented with. It is how we choose to navigate bringing these separate areas of our life together that creates an ever-growing quilt, one that represents each of our unique stories. Some of us share the same squares, and for the class of 2025, we get to share the experience of attending high school together. Due to having to wear masks our freshman year, we learned how to connect without ever seeing each other smile. We won the largest spirit competition against our rival school as sophomores. We survived the ACT our junior year, and soon we will share the experience of hearing our name being called as it is our turn to walk across this stage and be handed a diploma, preparing to turn our tassels from the right to the left in unison. And we don't sew these squares together on our own. There are countless threads that bind our squares together. Without these threads, a quilt cannot be complete. Without the love and support of the people in our lives, we are not complete. Parents, grandparents, coaches, teachers, counselors, mentors, therapists, social workers, and even our principal have all made an impact on us. Sometimes it's good, and other times it's bad, but undoubtedly, we carry the impact of other people with us. Although we share similarities and are alike in many ways, what we don't share is the individual path that led us to this moment here today. I encourage you to remember that at times we have unknowingly impacted someone else's story. Smiling at someone down the hall, holding a door, laughing at another person's joke, or building up the person next to you when they appear to be having a hard day always makes a difference. So be the kindest version of yourself, because you never know the impact or stitch you'll be making in another person's quilt. As young adults, we have to put down our toy cars, our baby dolls, and unfortunately, my pink tutu doesn't fit me anymore. But you know what the really great news is? We never have to put down our quilts. Our quilts that we have representing our experiences and the people that have made an impact on our lives is always being carried with us. The even better news is, new squares and new stitches are constantly being added. I encourage you, class of 2025, to be bold in the color of fabric that you choose, in the strength of each stitch, and to make choices that piece together a beautiful quilt. One that is deserving of being handed down for generations to come and represents the incredible person that you are today. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a little bit hot today, but thank you so much for being here. My name is Faith, and I served as the student body president this year and class president the years prior. This is a tremendous honor, and I want to start off by thanking God, my selfless parents, my mentors, and friends for their unwavering support. I also want to take a moment to give a shout out to everyone in here who supported our 2025 nights, family members, educators, staff, and more. We wouldn't be here without you all. Can we give them a round of applause? Part of my job description is to deliver a commencement address, but writing this speech felt impossible at first. I didn't know, and I still don't really know how to say something grand enough and meaningful enough to represent all of us. We come from different backgrounds, neighborhoods, and have distinct stories. We speak English, Spanish, Swahili, Korean, Arabic, and French. We've lived and spoken of hundreds of different lives within the same hallways. We're theater kids and athletes, activists and artists, musicians and scientists. Some of us have been at Hellgate since freshman year, while others joined partway through. Despite all those differences, we've created something special here. Hellgate's the kind of school where someone can run a political campaign and host a Dungeons & Dragons club in the same week. We could win the Golden Goat game one weekend and execute a phenomenal musical the next. It's cool to do everything and to be involved. It's common to sit in class amongst future D1 athletes, amongst those who have to work 2 jobs to support their families, devout artists, and meaningful researchers. Thus, when I tried to write a speech about us, I quickly realized I couldn't do it alone. That's why I asked my classmates to help me out. I asked, "What's the best piece of advice you've learned in high school?" Here's what they had to say. People are usually kinder than you expect them to be. Be where you are celebrated, not tolerated. Don't take criticism from anyone you wouldn't take advice from. Nothing is ever that serious. Say yes, even when you're tired. Give grace and love to everyone, including yourself, but don't forget your boundaries. Talk to as many people as you can. There's always more than one way to do something. And finally, it goes by fast, so enjoy it. That last one hit me hard because here we are. It feels like we're at the end of something that once felt eons away. In the blink of an eye, the red and gold is all behind us. For the past 4 years, I've been the one behind the camera, at football games, in the bleachers, trying to catch candids of anyone before anyone noticed. For me, photography transitioned from trying to achieve the perfect composition to remembering precious scenes. It was about holding on to moments that slipped by too quickly. A buzzer beater, laughs with friends, or that one look from someone who never thought they'd make it here, finally realizing they did. The truth is, memory fades. You forget the inside jokes, the ridiculous class presentations, and the hallway routes you used to take without even thinking. That's why we take pictures. We write things down, and we say things out loud so they don't just exist inside our heads. We freeze time because we want to carry this with us when we go. We are not the same kids who walked into Hellgate 4 years ago. We've grown, we've grieved, we've celebrated. We've survived silent battles, family struggles, mental health challenges, late nights trying to keep up, all moments when it all felt like a little too much. We've learned how to be a little braver, a little louder, and a little more ourselves. Now, here we are all together. This moment isn't just a celebration of diplomas and tassels, it's a celebration of the fact that we showed up, that we kept showing up, even when it was hard, especially when it was hard. My final piece of advice is this: wherever you go next, capture it. I don't mean with your phone, capture it with your presence. When something matters, notice it. When someone makes you feel seen, thank them. Like Ferris Bueller once said, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Now, before we all scatter into the next versions of ourselves, I want to take one last photo just for us. Everyone look up here, and please don't blink. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Thank you for letting me capture our moments, and thank you for being part of mine. Thank you, class of 2025.
We will continue our theme of amazing high school students with our award-winning Hellgate Choir. Please direct your attention to the screen behind me.
From now we'll all be gone, all our friends will move away, and they're going to better places, but our friends will be gone away.
Nothing is as it has been, and I miss your face like hell. And I guess it's just as well, but I miss your face like hell.
And if you don't know what to make of this, then we will not relate. So if you don't know what to make of this, then we will not relate.
like to take a moment to recognize our Hellgate Music and Theater programs. Ellen McKenzie, Jesse Docknall, Ryan Davis, and Dr. Laramie Dean Carlson all do an amazing job. Not only is each program an incredible home for so many nights, they make us all look good every time they perform. A huge thank you to our entire department and to our graduates to help make such a premier part of Hellgate High School. We are now transitioning to our keynote speaker and Executive Director of the Missoula Educational Foundation, Ms. Shannon Rinker.
Congratulations, Hellgate Knights, class of 2025. My name is Shannon Rinker, Executive Director of the Missoula Education Foundation, and I'm deeply honored to be able to speak before you today. Every one of us carries a key, the key to our own potential, and the challenge is learning when and how to unlock it. In 2015, I was a mother, a wife, a teacher, a coach, and an artist. My life was very full. But then I suffered a traumatic brain injury, and it took away my abilities in a moment. It was like my mind and body were stuck in an invisible storm. Thinking was slow and scrambled, light and sound became unbearable, and I was constantly battling dizziness, pain, and exhaustion just to make it through the day. And even though I spent years going to all my appointments and therapies, the doctors ultimately told me that there was no chance of improvement. The injury caused my life's course to change drastically. It led me down an unfamiliar path where most of the things I used to do, all of those familiar roles that had once defined me, were gone. And I felt utterly lost. But in fact, there was one thing I still carried with me, the key to my potential. The hard truth was that my life was only going to get better if I took charge. I needed to turn that key of potential and draw from within. That's when I realized I was no longer a teacher, but I am a lifelong learner. So I started studying neurology textbooks, watched neuroradiology lectures, and read scholarly journal articles on traumatic brain injury. I was no longer an athlete, but I am tenacious. I advocated for new medical professionals to join my team and questioned treatment options. I was no longer a coach, but I know the importance of never giving up. Never give up. After 7 years of living with disabilities, I decided to take my recovery into my own hands. And through my own research and persistence, I discovered that I had been misdiagnosed and that there was, in fact, a chance for improvement. So although I was not the partner or parent I was before the injury, I knew I was courageous, like a mama bear. I believed in myself, and I took an enormous risk. I had a rare neurosurgery. And after hours of brain surgery, I woke up in the intensive care unit, and for the first time in years, 7 years, I could feel parts of myself returning. And now, 3 years and 3 months after brain surgery, with a tremendous amount of support from family and friends, I have the honor and privilege to stand before you today. In class of 2025, here's what I want you to remember. Your potential is not something you find outside of yourself. It's something you unlock from within. You already have the key. It's in your resilience, your curiosity, your grit, your heart. You are not defined by titles, trophies, or test scores. You are defined by how you rise, how you adapt, how you keep going, especially when that path isn't clear. And today is proof that you've already overcome more than you may realize. You finished high school in a world that's been anything but predictable. You showed up, you pushed through, you made it. And that's not just a graduation, that's a launch. Your path will not always be clear. Life will throw you challenges you didn't see coming, but the power to meet it, the strength to rise, that's already inside of you. You have the key. You don't need to be someone else. You just need to remember who you are. And to every loved one, teacher, coach, cheerleader out here today, please take a moment in the middle of the celebration. Look your graduate in the eyes. Remind them who they are. Remind them of their grit, their heart, their strength, even when they doubt it. Because sometimes all it takes is one reminder to help turn that key. Hellgate Knights, the world is not just waiting for you, it needs you. Stand tall, charge forward, unlock your potential. And congratulations, class of 2025.
Thank you all, and thank you to the entire class of 2025. You've done a marvelous job setting a new standard for Hellgate High School. I also need to express my deep and heartfelt thank you to our entire Hellgate staff. The effort and care they put into helping all of us is remarkable. Our entire community contributes to making our school an amazing place, and their work keeps our school safe, welcoming, and focused on learning. Thank you. Now, for the main event. We are continuing the formal ceremony and moving to the reading of the names. I am going to introduce our reader today, Dr. Laramie Dean Carlson, and reintroduce Superintendent Mr. Micah Hill, who will transition our group into the formal graduation process.
Graduates, families, and friends, by the authority vested in me by the state of Montana and the Montana Office of Public Instruction, I present to you and to the Board of Trustees for Missoula County Public Schools the members of the Hellgate High School class of 2025 as having fulfilled all of the requirements and obligations to be awarded a diploma from Missoula County Public Schools. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege and my honor to present to you the 2025 graduates of Hellgate High School. Congratulations.
Emmett George Adams. Kendall Guinea Adler. Arites Aguirre Trina. Mohammed Al Hussein. Noor Al Huda Khaled Al Buni. Ahmed Ibrahim Al Khalil. Seod Mahana Almsatif. Julian Maxwell Alviar. Marquez Shine Alviar. Leah Painter Amish. Rita Angeli Anastasia. Sahara Annalise Andrews. Aline Amin Attar. Domino Ace On. Benjamin Austin. Elias Frederick Ayers. Dan Allen Bailey. Tristan Barry Baker. Aluna Sabina Baquero Gutzmer. Asher David Barnes. John Hudson Baumas. John Heath Bayless. Charlie Westcott Bell. Jack Dalton Berry. Annalise Jaylee Bissett. Jax Cheyenne Biddle. Devin William Blaze Bird. Jaslyn Sky Bishop. Hazel Harbine Black. Madison Curtis Boothman. Grace Torridon Boyles. Marcus Ryan Brown. Odin Bakken Brown. Bridget Senna Burns. Story Estelle Caldwell. Caleb Britton Callison. Grady Michael Caton. Taylor Jane Chamberlain. Avina Jiva Chow. Ren Ainsley Baz Michael Chapman. McCall Louise Chaussee. Taylor Aaron Chaussee. Emily Ann Chakota. Brian Robert Sheff. Matthew Ivanovich Shinakailo. Silas Peter Rice Himulevsky. Landon Lamphere Christensen. Zane Lee Henderson Clark. Kinsey Joe Clark. Chase Sundown Cleary. Addison Rose Coach. Tessa Christina Collard. Dejanera Nicole Rain Kuntz. Kaylee Shea Copeland. Alyssa Renee Kopic. Chloe Taylor Cotton. Brendan Parker Cowie. Guthrie Boone Cox. Sarah Elizabeth Craig. Salome B. Mariama McGon. Sarah Elizabeth Daniels. Mai Ohedika Dara. Rylan Francis Davis. Lucilia May Danute. Clara Ami Depew. Maxime Alexandra Mario Diaz. Landon Paul Dodson King. Wyatt Daniel Dry. Jose William Duenas. Haley Jane Dufresne. Peyton Leanne Dunn. Eli Allen Dupari. Jersey Kylie Earl. Robert Rush Eastman. Claire Elizabeth Edwards. Paige Aurora Elliott. Samuel Gerald Ender. Liesel Greta Esser. Amelie Maria Etter. Skylar Van Hoosen Fairchild. Ronald Kyle Falcon. Quinn Virgilio Hassler Felon. Thank you. Evelyn Pavlak Ferens. Edith Michelle Fielding. Jacob Gregory Finch. Eamon Jones Fitzgerald. Ellie Daniel Flamond. Rye Michael Fogarty. Sequoia Redwood Forest. Elise Lucretia Fortney. Millie Jean France. Elizabeth Jean Frank. Catherine Shelton Fricky. Jaden John Friesen. Nova May Gardner. Stella Rose Gardner. Fisher George Demers Garland. Michaela Rose Gatz Rayoff. Juliette May Galen. Claire Ruth Gibbons. Logan Dean Gillespie. Joseph Michael Gomez Lammers. Garrett Michael Goulstone. Addie Lane Graybeal. Jeremiah Shannon Grillo. Taj Orion Gritzner. Haley Paige Guerreri. Alexander John Guthrie. Zoe Rose Gutierrez. Mariah Rain Haynes. Hildy Shea Hamilton. Staciana Raylyn Hamilton. Elijah James Hammett. Aiden Mitchell Hannock. Oscar Kelly Hanford. Abella Rose Hanley. Stella K. Harbord. Olivia Josephine Harrington. Hayden Robert Headley. Donalyn Jamie Headswift. Addison Ann Hedrick. Ezra Paul Hellam. Ryan Ankiet Hang. Henry Louis Hariza. Ella Fern Harries. August Merritt Hickey. Noah Douglas Hill. Henry Yanis Hoff. Ian Thornton Hollingsworth. Grady Lynn Hood. Lindsay Roxanne Hopp. Rowan West Flannery Hull. Decker Ryan Irvin. Sierra Marie Irwin. Sandrine Ishimiwe. Maximo Bruce Iverson Corona. Mia Rylan Jacobs. Micah Jaffe. Jace Christopher Johnson. Shannon Bell Kane. Eliana Seeley Kessler. Ridley Kingston Key. Yosef Mohammed Ahmed Khalil. Batul Batui Kulani. Batul Kalani. Soraya Sadie Kiley. Jenna Ian Kim. Avery Autumn King. Dylan Shepard Kochundi. Nicholas James Hurley Kuyava. Killian Elias Adams Cronky. Robert Trayton Lamberton. Reed Stephen Judson Lane. Preston James Langley. Bryce Owens Lanham. Bebin LaBelle Lawson. Mia Kelly Lewis. Oracle Faye Lockridge. Noah Caden Lofink. Sarah Elizabeth Kayala Okonmiley Losing. Jane Catherine Lauder. Hannah Lundy. Leo Han Ma. Meridian Lore Macedick. Kaylee Trevi Mackles. Vriston Morelli Madplume. Logan Taylor Main. Charles Robert Malone. Alex June Marks. Ruben David Marrow. Carson Azriella Marshall. Patrick Dwyer Heaton Marsalic. Levon Jack Martin. Mary Rose Martin. Michaela Marie Martinez. Moana Clark Massey. Kieran Thomas Matson Radel. Oliver Wesley Momini. Cedar Jane McCann. Chance Francis McNulty. Echo Manidra McTagg. Morgan Lee Meisner. Gwendolyn Phoenix Miller. Maisie Blue Miller. McQuinn Richard Reyes Miller. Rocky Darrell Mogstad. Jameson Lucia Malloy. McKenna Rose Moore. Gabriella Patricia Morelli. Jeriah Paul Morton. Bo Delaney Musum. Marion Hayes Mullendor. Axel Christian Nabozny. Kea McKenna Nagel. Brady Valentine Neal. Peter Roy Nelson. Riley Mae Nelson. Ren Eden Nichols. Logan Beckett Nichols. William Anderson Nuttall. Caitlin Adele Nyomo. Liam John Hayes O'Connor. Faith Colin Oatman. Tej Ryuma Olson. Grayson Chukwumaka Onugu. Natalie Sky Pancratz Osborne. Dutch Patrick Pelger. Margot Athena Pence. Sophia Nicole Petrino. Kylie Evelyn Fow. Lily Marie Pidalu. Anthony Michael Pilgrim. Lucy Bloom Pino. Soleil Loren Christine Plate. George Emmett Collins Platt. Stacy Ann Marie Potts. Carter Lee Price. Emma Maria Pwiggery. Tanner Scott Quinnett. Sarah Natalie Rotz. Brady William Reed. Lucy Kathleen Reed. Matthias James Remish. Maxwell James Reynolds. Danielle Shaegting Rhodes. Jake James Rowling Robbins. Amity Blue Rogalski. Aiden Rolston Clemmer. Liam Donahue Rose. Sadie Ann Running Crane. Tantine Rusakiza. Coulter Glenn Russell. Easton David Sant. Evander Francis Skalpkane. Isabella Rose Schmidt. Charlie Grace Schober Tripp. Lydia June Schubert. Olivia Rose Schubert. Tim Lewis Scott. Kyle Ryan Shane. Ashton Michael Sharp. Rio Azul Sharp. Hank Lauren Shattuck. Olivia Lee Shepard. Kyle Mark Shinnick. Caden Lee Sigafus. Jeremiah Doran Sco. Isabella Jean Slaughter. Annie Elise Smith. Silas Green Smith. Eleni Maria Spaliatzos. Frederick Cooper Spataro. Olin Joel Spear. Fern Sapphire Star. Curtis Milton Stevens. Hannah Josephine Stone. Rashid Ubabakar Sumaili. Sophia Catherine Selassie. Amos Aaron Michael Talley. Chad Everett Taylor. Kintla Sage Dual Thomas. Cy Cora Thompson. Ian Charles Thornblade. Liv Sarah Thorne Thompson. Shaylin Maki Tolson Nee. Jackson David Tucholsky. Oscar Theodore Valiant. Lily Ann Van Grinsven. Michael Anthony Vatusis. Leah Margaret Walworth. Hunter David Ward. Margaret Ann Watts. Truman Broderick Wells. Corbin Douglas Wellsine. Seth Davidson Whidbey. Peter Charles Wilcox. Emma June Williams. Megan Blair Willis. That's okay. Audrey Judith Willis. Bryce Douglas Wills. Kai Nathaniel Wood. Mateo Oliver Paul Yednik. Faith Vin Yu. Jaylee Ann Zander. Landon Shane Walker Zapata.
All right, our graduation will not be complete without our official closing. Graduates, get ready to transition from our ceremony to our celebration and the turning of the tassels. Maisie, help me out. All right, graduates, here we go. Stand up, please. And you are officially graduates. Thank you all.